What's up YouTube, welcome back to Whacked Out E-Cig. Today I'm doing an Eliquid review, and I told myself I wouldn't do any more Eliquid reviews just because it's not always worth the time invested, if that makes sense. But when Eric from 12 Monkeys reached out to me and said, hey, we have our original line, the 12 Monkeys Origins line, in salts, I was very interested because my favorite flavor of all time is orangs, and I was like, oh, if I can get that in salts, I'm so down. Turns out that's probably the only flavor that they haven't converted into their salt, so I was disappointed by that, but I'm a fan of 12 Monkeys overall, so I was still very excited to try them out. It is a pretty extensive line. I'll put up the flavor menu on the screen here and you can see. I only have 6 of them and I'm going to review them today. They come in 3 strength options of nicotine and I'll put them up on the screen here. I have 24 milligrams across the board, so that's what I'm testing out, and I have them all in different pods of the Just Fog Mini Fit. So the first one I'm gonna do is Kanzi, and Kanzi is one of their very much original flavors. It's strawberry, watermelon, and kiwi. If you have tried Kanzi before, it might kind of sound redundant to say this, but it tastes identical to how you would vape it in regular freebase nicotine or in a stronger sub-ohm device. 12 Monkeys is known for their very strong, sweet, fruity flavors, and you're getting nothing less with this with Kanzi. Straight up, I'm getting the strawberry and watermelon. The kiwi is there for a little bit of I guess a little bit of sour, but still it's an overall sweet kind of candy-like vape. This next flavor is not just from their original line, but it is, I think, the original 12 Monkeys flavor. When I first did one of my first reviews ever, it was for 12 Monkeys, and it was this one flavor because I don't think the rest of the flavors had been developed yet for 12 Monkeys, and that is Tropika. And Tropika is supposed to be a lychee, papaya, passion fruit flavor. Again, identical to the original flavor. This one is in 50-50. If you ever tried Tropika, or if you're a fan of Tropika by 12 Monkeys, that is 90 VG, 10 PG. All of these are 50-50 across the board, so they're kind of made to be used in these, I want to say, less absorbent devices. Most salt liquids nowadays, especially if they're higher nicotine, are going to be around 50-50. Personally, I think it's a good thing that I don't taste papaya in Tropika at all. I'm getting lychee, I'm getting passion fruit, and those combined are just, it's an incredible combination. I mean, everyone's palates are different, so maybe you will pick up papaya in this, but I don't like papaya, and I'm very happy that I don't taste it in this. This next flavor is going to be the one in the middle. It's the 3rd out of 6, and the reason I'm doing it in the middle is because it's, 1, very different from the rest. It's not a fruit flavor, and 2, it's kind of the transition between Kanzi and Tropika, which were very original flavors, transitioning into the next 3 after this one that are very new. This one is Pada's Pipe, and it's available in regular nicotine, but it's the only flavor that they've transitioned into salts that is not fruit, and I think it might be their only flavor overall that is not fruit at this point. So Pada's Pipe is supposed to be a chocolate, tobacco, and vanilla flavor, and if that sounds good to you, you will probably really like it. Chocolate flavors can be very hit or miss. I find a lot of the time a chocolate can come across as waxy or artificial, and then tobacco flavors, yeah, they're like tobacco flavors or you don't for the most part, but this one, I'm getting predominantly chocolate and tobacco, but it's not overpowering, at least in these smaller devices. It's not super waxy or artificial. It's a really nice blend between a chocolatey flavor, not quite a pipe tobacco, but it does have a little element about it that takes it away from your traditional tobacco flavor. I think the vanilla does not come through very strong in this, but I think if you're having something as strong as chocolate and tobacco together, those are 2 generally just strong flavors, the vanilla can help kind of smooth it over and bring out a bit of creaminess out of it. This is an all-day vape for me, which is kind of interesting because generally, for the most part, unless it has some kind of menthol, it's difficult to be an all-day vape. But there's actually a couple in this lineup that I've been vaping all day with absolutely no problem, and Pada's Pipe is one of them. Okay, moving on to the 3 newest flavors. This next flavor is called Gattago or Gattago. I think it's Gattago, and it's described as just a white grape flavor. When you first smell it, it smells exactly like Welch's white grape juice. When you vape it as well, it tastes exactly how it's described. It's not your regular grape flavor. I find a lot of grape flavors in vaping can taste kind of like the Hubba Bubba bubblegum grape flavor. This is not what I'm getting out of it. The best way to describe it is truly a white grape flavor. There's a little bit of sour tanginess in it that I find you wouldn't get from your average grape flavor, and I really like that. It's obviously still a sweet flavor, but the white grape juiciness that you get out of this is really delicious. This can be an all-day vape for me as well. Moving on to the final 2, this next one is called Puris, and it's described as a peach citrus flavor. Now in that description of peach citrus, nothing is said about either menthol or coolada or any kind of cooling effect that you get out of this, but when I vape this, it's the only one out of all of them that I get a cooling kind of sensation in the back of my throat. Interestingly though, this is my least favorite out of them. As I said before, for generally to be an all-day vape for me, it has to have that kind of cooling sensation or menthol in it, and this one has it, but there's something about peach that is very difficult to be an all-day vape for me. It's a strong flavor. Granted, this one is not a super kind of candy peach. It does taste a bit more like a natural peach, and the citrus that comes through, if I had to guess, would either be, I don't know, maybe a grapefruit or a lemon or something like that, but overall, this is my least favorite one. If you like the sound of what I just described, I think you'll really like it because it is kind of exactly what it sounds like. But if you have a hard time with peach, peach is the strongest flavor you'll get out of this for sure. And I saved the best flavor for last. In my opinion, this one is called Shoku, and it is a passion fruit, raspberry, and strawberry flavor. I have vaped the most out of this flavor, out of the bottle that I got. This is incredible. The main flavor I'm getting is passion fruit, which if you like passion fruit, I think you'll really, really like it. And then the raspberry is there. Both passion fruit and raspberry can be kind of tart flavors, and I am getting a tartness out of this, but I was surprised at how easy it is for me to vape this all day. If something is a bit too sour, a bit too sweet, or a bit too tangy, or a bit too rich, I find it's overpowering for me and I can't vape it all day. But the passion fruit in this flavor is just so good, and the raspberry is there as well. Strawberry, kind of coming through, I guess, but not really. For me, it's mainly the passion fruit and raspberry, passion fruit at the very top, and I am in love with this flavor. Now keep in mind that e-liquids using salt-based nicotine will feel different to regular free-based nicotine, so if you're not aware of the differences, I suggest doing a bit more research on it to find out if it's right for you. The reason I like salt nicotine a lot is, one, for the feeling. I find if it's done well, I'm not going to get a throat hit, but I'm going to get a lung hit. When you inhale it, that kick that you would normally get in the back of your throat is kind of bypassed, and you feel it more in your lungs. I know that's not for everybody, but for me, I like that. But also, I can reduce the amount of e-liquid that I'm consuming, which in turn reduces the amount of either coils or pods that I'm going through, reduces the battery life that I need, and overall reduces how much I need to spend. But on the other side, I'm consuming way more nicotine. Like I said, these are 24 milligrams per milliliter. So something to keep in mind. But if you like 12 Monkeys already and you have a smaller device to put these higher strengths into, I think you'll really enjoy these flavors, because the original ones taste identical to the original flavors, and the new ones are also really good. So that's about it for the review. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them below, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.